Hello everyone, this is Dr. Clark in the Center for Weight Loss Success. I'm going to have a quick little video here on routine weighing. Should you weigh yourself routinely or not? It's I'm not going to say a controversial subject. I have some strong opinions about it, but you'll see things all over the map. Like, gee, you should never weigh yourself. Just kind of go on how you feel and things like, if you feel good, you're good, type of thing. Or should you weigh yourself once a week? Or gee, don't weigh yourself daily because you'll end up stuffing numbers and that kind of thing. So yeah, there are a lot of questions out there, and I'm going to give you my thoughts on that whole thing about weighing. Alright, so weighing is probably the best monitor that we have as far as keeping track of your weight or your overall health. And unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, weighing is a very good monitor to actually look at health. Because when we weigh, if we're weighing consistently, we have fairly stable weight, we tend to be in a fairly stable health. When our weight's changing very quickly, one way or the other, then potentially there can be changes in health. Now, in a weight loss plan, though, obviously we're trying to lose weight, and so subsequently then we want to keep track of these things. All right, so should it be once a week? Once a day, twice a day, 8 times a day, whatever. Should we step on the scale whenever? Okay, here's my thought, is I encourage people to weigh themselves daily. And they ought to weigh themselves early in the morning. If you forget to weigh yourself early in the morning, don't bother. Wait till the next day. Okay, so it should be routine weighing. Now, why do I say that? Well, many of our patients that I see are very sensitive to carbohydrates. And as we've talked about many times in the past, carbohydrates influence insulin levels. Insulin is one of the hormones that makes you retain water, but it also makes you store fat. So, if insulin levels go up, you store fat, but your first thing you do is you retain water. So subsequently then weight jumps up. So it's actually a good monitor to weigh yourself, because so many of our patients sensitive to carbohydrates that a little bit extra carbohydrate, all of a sudden their weight jumps up significantly. Now, if you're weighing yourself daily, it's relatively easy then to look back on the previous 24 hours and say, gee, here's what I did a little differently. Where would I have strayed? What happened over the last 24 hours? If you're weighing yourself once a week, it's hard to look back on a whole week's period of time and say, well, this is what happened differently this week. Because it seems like a week to week goes by, we're doing the same things. Well, day to day, it's a lot easier to monitor that and notice those little changes. And little changes will matter. If you're sensitive to carbohydrates, one bad day and your weight can jump up significantly. If you wait a week to find that out, you'll never really know what happened. This goes along with kind of the journaling discussion we've had as well. So write things down, but weigh yourself routinely. Now, I typically like people to weigh themselves early in the morning. Early in the morning is your most accurate weight. As we progress during the day, we typically will retain some fluid, and so weight typically does go up during the day. Early morning is your most accurate weight, so kind of make it a part of the morning routine. Get up, weigh yourself and get on with your day, and kind of note what that is. Now, if you're one of those people who's going to obsess the numbers, then the problem there is weight does fluctuate kind of day to day, and even when you're doing all the right things. And you have to just forget that day to day, or don't obsess about that number. What I encourage people that do kind of obsess those numbers is look at what's happened on average over the past 7 days, and kind of take what's going on, yes, day to day, look back on that, but don't obsess the numbers though, because there are lots of reasons to have fluid shifts and things that change, bump up and down, and it may not be something that you ate the previous day. It could be, if you're a woman, if you're getting close to your cycle, there could be other things going on. If you have blood pressure, it could be salt issues. There's lots of little things that'll play into that. But still, the biggest thing tends to be kind of the carbohydrate sensitivity. So, kind of overall, recommend weigh yourself daily. Early in the morning is the best time to do it. If you didn't do it, skip, wait till the next day. Don't bother weighing yourself later in the day. Questions, comments, post below. Thanks for sharing. You have a good day. Take care, everyone.